thanks for joining me. I wanted to give you a cozy welcome because this month we are going to be doing a theme, which is going to be like a tea time theme. I am working with tea bags this month, so I will have 4 videos, 1 per week, different ways that you can use tea bags in your crafting and in your junk journaling. I love what I have made for this month. It is really, they're all so cute. So I hope that you will join in. I have a new printable kit with a tea theme. So please feel free to go to my Etsy shop and grab that kit, but you don't have to use the kit at all for what I made for these 4 videos. I didn't use it. So, but if it kind of gets you in the mood to make a tea journal or tea cards or just whatever, then you could sure grab it and use it. I will be using it on my lives and in some other crafty inspiration with the tea time theme. So I wanted to just introduce this month's crafty theme and introduce you to this first video. And today I made a tea bag out of fabric, and it's super cute, and it can be used as a bookmark, or you could use it as an embellishment in a journal or even on a gift. I mean, this would be so super cute as a gift tag or along with one. I mean, just real cute. So at any rate, my friends, I wanted to share all that with you. And so let's get to the process.
Friends, the first thing I'm going to do is open up this packet of tea, and I'm going to use this tea bag as a template for my fabric tea bag. Now I'm going to remove the string, and these strings, at least on this particular tea bag, they can be untied or you can snip it like I'm doing here. I also know that on some tea bags, they're stapled with a little tiny staple. Now I'm going to remove the tea leaves from the tea bag. I have chosen some pretty cotton fabric, and I am, like I mentioned earlier, going to use this tea bag as a template. So I'm laying it on the fabric so that I know where to snip it so that I can get the correct height and the correct width. I've set them on my table side by side so that I can mirror the actual tea bag. And I folded this in half, but then I realized when I folded the real tea bag in half that it's not folded perfectly it's not folded perfectly in the center. So one half of it sticks up about 1/4 inch taller than the other. And that's so it can be folded and then closed shut. I am going to take this to my sewing machine. So I'm using glue stick to hold the fabric in place, but I would not use glue stick if I was not going to take this to my sewing machine. So if you do not have a sewing machine or you just don't feel like sewing around the edges, go ahead and use Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1 or something like that in order to close your fabric tea bag. I can't forget to add the string to the tea bag. So I have this, I guess it's twine, and it's like white cotton, but it's got this gold thread that wraps around it. So I'm tying the end so that the gold thread doesn't come undone. But anyway, this is what I'm going to use for the string on the tea bag. I'm going to use my pointy tool to poke a hole in the bag. I glued this down, but I actually did that a little bit too soon. I need to get the string in there first. So I'm using my pokey tool to add a little hole to get the string through there. And then the hole wasn't very big, so I ended up trying my crocodile, but it didn't do so good going through the fabric. Now usually it will. I don't know why it didn't on this one, but it didn't. Then I decided I'd go ahead and just grab a pair of scissors and snip at the hole that I had made with the pokey tool. And that finally got it where I needed it to be. I was able to get the string through it and then glue the little edges down, like at that angle, how some tea bags have that little angle. So I was able to get all of that sort of put back together so that I could take this over to my sewing machine and go around it, because I think the stitching is going to look super cute. Now I'm going to create like the little paper tag, but I am going to use a piece of scrap fabric to create that. So I'm going to snip this cotton right here, and I'm going to tear that off, and then I'm going to pull off the loose strings, and I'm hoping for a little bit of a fluffy edge. I like the way that looks. It ends up looking kind of shabby chic. I also plan to do some stitching on this piece as well. So once again, I'm going to use the glue stick just in order to get the fabric into place, stay in place while I sew it. That way I don't have to use pins or anything like that. Now I'm going to go around the entire tea bag with a straight stitch. I had to get a new sewing machine. My other one broke, and then I got it fixed, and then it broke again. And I had said to myself, if it breaks again, I'm just getting a new sewing machine. And that is what I had to do. So this is the first time, actually, that I have used my new sewing machine, and everything worked perfectly, and I was very, very pleased about that. I'm going to add some stitching to the little tag part of this tea bag. I'm going to clean up the stitches now. Well, I should say the hanging thread. The stitches are fine, but I'm cleaning up the hanging thread, and I'm super, super happy with how this turned out. I think it is so stinking cute, and actually I'd like to make a bunch of them. I don't know if I will have time to make a bunch of them, but I really would like to. These would make such fun gifts to use as bookmarks, to use as embellishments in our journals, or on gift wrap, or even a card. I mean, just adorable. How much do you love it? I just think it's so very cute. So I hope you enjoyed this, my friends. I hope you'll make one. If you do, please tag me so that I can see it. And if you'd like to share it in my Facebook group, you sure can do that. Creating with Jovi Journals and Crafts. And here it is. I'm going to show you how I would use it in a book as a bookmark. I would put the little tea bag part in there, and there is the tag hanging out over the edge. Thanks for watching. See you soon.